Now, let me ask you something real quick. Do you have Cash App on your phone? Venmo? PayPal? Ever open a bank account online? Applied for a credit card? Sign up for Amazon, Netflix, or any app that asks you to click I agree. If you say yes, and I already know most of you did, then listen closely. Because in that moment, you may have given up one of the most important rights you have in this country, and that's the right to take a company to court and have your case decided by a jury. Inside thousands of words of legal fine print, words almost nobody reads, there is something called a mandatory arbitration clause. And in plain English, what that means, you gave up your rights to a jury trial. You gave up your rights to go in front of a public judge, and you agreed to let a private arbitrator decide your case behind closed doors. Now, most people have no idea this even happened. Let's keep it real. Maybe 1 in 10,000 people ever tries to sue one of these companies. Most people trust the system. Most people never think twice until something goes wrong. You never heard, have you ever heard about someone money getting frozen? Maybe their account got shut down or your identity got compromised. Better yet, your livelihood got disrupted. And when you finally decided to fight back, you discover something. The rules were already written, and they weren't written by you. They were written by the company. So let's talk about arbitration and why does it matter? You see, arbitration is different from court. It happens in private. There's usually no public record the way there is in court. That means if something happens to thousands of people, you may never know. The arbitrator, the person deciding the case, is part of a private dispute resolution system. And your ability to challenge the outcome is extremely limited compared to a court proceeding. And even if you believe the decision was wrong, it is what it is. Think about that. A private system, a private decision, limited review, and most people never even realize they agreed to it. And you're hearing this from someone who didn't read it in a book. You're hearing it from someone who lived it. I clicked, I agreed. Just like everyone else, I trusted the system. I believe if something ever went wrong, there would be a fair process to fix it. But what I learned is that the fight doesn't always happen where you think it will. It happens inside a system most people never see and are never prepared for. Here's the truth. Arbitration doesn't mean you have no rights, but it does mean the battlefield is different. The company understands that system. They helped design it. You're walking into it for the first time. And that's why this message matters, because this isn't about fear. This is about awareness. This isn't about understanding the agreement you already made without realizing it, because once you understand the system, you're not powerless, you're informed, you're prepared, and that changes everything. So the next time you download an app, open an account, or click I agree. Understand something. You're not just agreeing to use a service, you are agreeing to how any future disputes will be decided behind closed doors, without a jury, inside a system most people never see coming, and most people never understands until it happens to them. Now, if you want to go deeper, if you really want to understand what the arbitration clause is and the tricks companies use to keep you out of court, then you need to come and see what I have to offer. Because there's another piece of this puzzle most people have never heard of. It's something called a delegation clause. And that one clause can decide who even has the power to decide your right or decide your case in the first place. Most people don't even know it exists, but I do. And I'm going to break it down. And if you want to understand how the system really works in regards to arbitration, drop me a comment that says, "Tell me more." Because I'll break it down in a way that will surprise you. And honestly, it might even make you angry. And if you thought this video opened your eyes, you're going to love the book I'm writing. It's called The Pro Se's Playbook: How to Protect Yourself When You're Forced into Arbitration. I'm putting everything I've learned, every mistake, every lesson, every strategy into one place so regular people can finally understand how the system works. And trust me, the corporations hope you never learn. Because once you know the playbook, you stop being the victim of it. I had to learn it the hard way about the arbitration clause, but you don't have to. Now that you're going to have the playbook, no case is too big or too small if you know how to handle yourself. This is just the beginning. You don't have to step out on faith. You just have to step out on faith and make it happen. This is Justice with Ken. I'm out today. Goodbye.